Yes. I'm ready for cues. Go ahead.
There's been a lot of concern from some of your moderate members and those up for re-election about Title 42 and the administration's decision to overturn that at the end of May. Do you think that decision should be delayed?
Look, the bottom line is, let me say this about Title 42. Number one, no, it shouldn't be used to hold up important things like COVID aid, number one. And number two, we're going to be working through this to see if we can come to a position that our caucus can agree on. There's divisions there now. Yes, next.
Reaction to Elon Musk buying Twitter, and Amy Klobuchar just briefed your caucus on antitrust, big tech antitrust legislation. Are you going to bring that to the floor?
Okay, on the second question, we had a very good discussion. She made very powerful presentation, and I'm working with her to see that we can get 60 votes to get to the floor. On Elon Musk, I would say, look, in many ways, Twitter has been a dark, dark place. I hope it doesn't get any darker. Yes.
The inflation package you talked about, is that going to move through regular order or budget reconciliation? And how does
The inflation, what are you talking about?
There's talk of an inflation package to combat inflation. Does that move through budget reconciliation or regular order?
Look,
how does it fit with the other reconciliation effort?
Look, reconciliation is very, very important. I met, as he came out and told people, I met with Senator Manchin this morning. Our meetings were both preliminary and good, and we're going to continue to keep talking. If you want to get rid of inflation, the only way to do it is to undo a lot of the Trump tax cuts and raise rates. No Republican is ever going to do that. So the only way to get rid of inflation is through reconciliation. Yes.
Earlier this month, a report from the San Francisco Chronicle raised questions about Senator Dianne Feinstein's memory, including 3 Democrats raising concerns about this. Have any of these senators approached you about this?
No.
Are you confident in her ability to serve?
They have not. I've had a good number of discussions with Senator Feinstein, but I'm keeping them to myself. Yes. Go ahead. We'll give you both.
Okay, thanks.
Who's his name first alphabetically?
Begins with an H. Ukraine
H.
supplemental.
Right in the middle. Yeah.
So are you planning on putting the Ukraine supplemental as a standalone on the floor, or are you going to proceed with carrying it with international?
Look, we think COVID aid, both international and domestic, is very, very important. Let me say this. There's been reports, accurate as best I can tell, that a lot of some of the therapeutics, which are such an important part of the COVID relief, were developed, most of them were developed in America by American companies. But since Congress, blocked by Republicans, hasn't acted, these companies are very tempted to sign contracts with other countries. God forbid we have another variant that's fairly virulent. We need these therapeutics, but they're all going to other countries, even though they were made here, created here, and manufactured. So I would urge our Republican colleagues to pass COVID relief ASAP. It's very risky for the health of the American people for them to be playing political games with it. Last one.
Senator Manchin said earlier today there's not going to be a revival of Build Back Better. What do you think is feasible in reconciliation?
I said what I'm going to say about my discussions with Senator Manchin and about reconciliation. Thank you very much.
Senator Schumer buying Ukraine and COVID aid, Senator Schumer?